This is Lisa Marie Eard, Collegiate Success Coach for Campus Bound GPS. Enjoy a rebroadcast of an October tip from 2021. Hello. How's everybody doing? Hope all is well. It's October 18th. This is day 18 of tips, and I am feeling good about the progress that we're making. For those of you who do not know what this is, who we are, what we do, my name is Lisa Marie Eard. I am the Collegiate Success Coach for Campus Bound GPS, where we help students and parents navigate the college application process. And this is October Tips. October Tips is a series of tips, exactly what it is. Throughout the month of October, every day, parents and students will receive a tip in regards to the college application process. And it'll either come from me or from an expert, and who I deem experts are students who have gone through the college application process, parents who have guided their students through the college application process, anyone who is involved in the college application process, from coaches to athletes to student athletes, to admissions officers, to SAT advisors, anyone who has a little piece of the pot when it comes to the college application process, because there are so many parts and pieces. And October Tips is just a way to kind of chop those parts and pieces up and give you a slice of information so that it can carry you along your journey. Because sometimes you will be going through this journey and you'll stumble and you're trying to find information. That's how I was when I was going through the college application process as a single mom with my 2 children, doing it twice over. And I did stumble a little bit and I didn't know where to go, and I would try to seek out help, and sometimes I would get it and sometimes I wouldn't. And that's why I believe it's so important to be able to have this platform so that those who are going through the stress, going through the anxiety, has a child that is struggling to start their essay, hint, tip for tonight. There is a resource that you can go to so that you can get that nugget of information to just spark and inspire you to keep moving, motivate you to keep moving through the process. So tonight's tip is dealing with your personal statements when students have to go through the dreaded writing essays. That was the biggest struggle it was the bane of existence for my son while he was going through the college application process, because I was on him. I'm like, oh, did you write it yet? Did you get it? Did you start? You got to start. And it was like, I don't know what to write about. And when you are beginning to write your personal statement, the tip for today is start with a powerful opening sentence. Start with a powerful opening sentence. When you start thinking about writing your college essay, whether it's for your personal statement, your supplemental essays, your scholarship essays, some students are working on their National Honor Society essays. It's the same concept, because it's all about you. It's not the fact-finding type of essay that you would write for an English paper. This is an essay that you write that solely focuses on you. So the last couple of days, I've been speaking on the holistic approach that schools are taking and the different elements that make it up. So a couple of days ago, I said that, make your 3 to 7 minutes count. The first part of that is the data, your grades, your grades, your ranking in school, the types of courses that you've taken. But your essay, your personal statement, fills in the gaps, humanizes your numbers, humanizes your data, so that the admissions counselors can make a valid assessment of who this student is who wants to come into their university or college community. All right, so you got to make that time count. And you do that by grabbing the attention of the admissions counselor once they pick up your essay so that they can read it. So I want you to think about a commercial that really what's one of your favorite commercials that draws you in? You get hooked in like the first 5 seconds. What's a commercial that does that? Think about the concept of that commercial that draws you in. Or a good movie that when you sit down in the movie theater, you have your popcorn, you have your soda, and it starts and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm ready for this, right? It grabs your attention. Or that book that once you start reading, it compels you to turn the page and keep going. You keep going because you are drawn to it. The attention is there and you're excited and you're interested. Well, that's what admission counselors want to get out of your essay. They want to pick up that 650 word essay or 250 word personal statement and have some information in it that will just grab their attention and make them read the whole thing. So some of the things that you, and I got actually from the Universities and College Admission Services, UCAS, they listed some cliche statements to avoid. So some things to avoid some things to avoid are from a young age. Try to stay away from that beginning. Or for as long as I can remember. Or I'm applying for this course because, or I have always been interested in, or, and this is a good one, throughout my life, my long 18-year life, throughout my life, I've always enjoyed. They're saying those are some of the things to stay away from. And also, another thing they said is do not rely on someone else's words. So a lot of folks, and I'm guilty of that as well, using quotes to create the opening of an essay. I've done that myself. So I've used quotes of famous people to start off doing writing something. And I love quotes, so I'm a quote person. But they're saying stay away from things like that. So some of the things that they did say, so the let's see, let me get the name right. The Universities and Colleges Admission Services, UCAS, in their article, and I have bits and pieces from their article that I'll quote from here. They spoke to a number of admissions tutors, and they provided some things, some tips for students when they're beginning their personal statements. So one is, it is much better to engage us with something interesting, relevant, specific, and current in your opening line, not from a young age, and we talked about that cliche just now, or I have always wanted to. Start with what's inspiring you now, not what inspired you when you were 6. I'll read that again because that was very interesting. I think that made a good point. It's much better to engage us with something interesting, relevant, specific, and current in your opening line, not from a young age, or I've always wanted to. Start with what's inspiring you now, not what inspired you when you were 6. Okay, so the goal is you have 250 words to utilize, or 650 words, or 500 words, or 300 words to utilize. Be concise, be to the point, be direct, be interesting. Okay. So another admissions tutor said, the opening is your chance to introduce yourself, to explain your motivation for studying the course, and to demonstrate your understanding of it. So if you're interested in a major and you're explaining, your personal statement is your opportunity to say, hey, I want to study this, and I want to study this because this is me. And just make it really, really interesting. Concise, understand your why. I talk about that a lot to my students that I coach. Understand your why. Why? Parents, this is something that annoyed my daughter, but I will pass this along because it does work. Peel that onion. Ask, why do you want to go to college? And then layer it down. Why, until you get to that root and you come up with the statement that is so impactful. That goes in your personal statement. Another one from the admissions tutors another statement is, don't waste time trying to think of a catchy opening. It's often a complete turnoff. Then there is, start with a short sentence that captures the reason why you are interested in studying the area you are applying for, and that communicates your enthusiasm for it. So I'll read that one over. Start with a short sentence that captures the reason you're interested in studying the area you are applying for, and that communicates your enthusiasm for it. Short sentences, brief and to the point. Who are you? Who will you be? I am a future rocket scientist. Start off with a bang, And then lastly, this person said, write what comes naturally. I think those are all good points. I was looking up some of my son's essays when he was applying to school, and he was interested in electrical engineering, and he wrote about lightning strikes. He did projects focused around researching lightning, and that was most of his essays. Majority of his essays talked about that. There was an essay that he wrote about his character, and one of his character traits was making people smile. And that was a strong part of his essay. And it was as simple as that. Something simple as wanting to make people happy was one of his essay topics. So pick a topic, understand that you have 250 words or 500 words or 300 words or 650 words to really capture the attention of your admissions officer. Make those words valuable, because that's going to help define who you are to them. Okay, but it starts at the beginning. And the beginning is always the hardest place to start. One suggestion that I saw that I didn't include actually here, and I think it's a good place to put it in, start in the middle. And the middle of your topic could be where you are right now. So you don't start when you're 6. You start, hey, this is something I've been thinking about. Maybe your sophomore year, you started something, and you can start talking about it and talk about the outcome and talk about how that is leading you to your future. Everything has to wrap around and show your outcome, which is where you want to be in your career. How is this school, university college institution going to help you, foster you to get to your career, your goal, your passion, your beyond? So express that. But it starts off with that first sentence. Make it a powerful one. So that's my tip for tonight. Start with a powerful opening sentence and let it all flow. Let it all flow. So start with that first powerful, wait, I'm getting it wrong. Start with a powerful opening sentence and create your journey. So that's it for me. This is Lisa Marie Aird with Campus Bound GPS October Tips. Thanking you for tuning in. Hope this was valuable to you. Have a good night.